All right, so back to the history of how things came about and why things are what they are. When I ordered this guy, there was no G.I. Joe classified Firefly. He did not exist yet. I didn't know when we were going to get him. At that time, it was very hit or miss what figures we were going to get and how many we were going to get in each wave, and if you would even be able to get them because they were so hard to get, talking about classified. But so that's why I got this guy. I was like, I'm going to make my own Firefly because Hasbro is, messing around. Well, now I have a Firefly and I like my Firefly, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy. But the beauty of it is that this guy can be anybody I want him to be because he's basically a generic army builder. So, comes with a stand. And this is kind of like the Hasbro approach to army builders. They come in a plain box with a couple of accessories to swipe out so that you can have different types of guys. And then they have accessory packs of different kinds that you can outfit them with if you want. So let's have a quick look at him. Another one very stiff out of the package. So when you get your Action Force guys, don't go crazy with them. Don't be too excited and start moving them all around without heating them up because they are stiff. But here he is. And now we have a different pair of boots, so that's good. Got different parts coming into play. Again, very stiff, so I'm going to be a little bit careful with them. Very good deco. Nice details. You got some zipper pockets here. Regular pocket. Excellent details on the boots. Excellent. Those are some nice boots. He would have made a really good Firefly. All right. Let's see what kind of accessories he came with. So, again, this is a generic army builder. He did not come with any weapons or any other accessories besides the body, the stand, and then an alternate head, which is a head of an African American person. Imagine that. We can actually have different diversity in our army builders. That's wonderful. Or you can take this and turn him into a named or a character of your own. And then you get a bunch of hands. Okay, so again, a very nice army builder. Seems to be the same quality as any of the other figures I just looked at. He's just, generic and waiting for you to tool him up. All right, let's take a look at this accessory pack. Let's see what comes in here. So, on the back of the box, you see you get a helmet with some additions or some add-ons. Looks like a night vision or infrared. Backpack. Some, looks like thigh holster things. Probably connect the gun holster to. Looks like a belt of some sort. Some pouches. Another sheath for a small knife. A big protective armored vest. You get this here, futuristic looking pistol. A nice assault rifle with some extra mags. Obviously they must be removable. You get extra ones. So that looks like it's pretty good. And there's the artwork of the stuff. All right, so let's take a look at the first bag. We have the assault rifle. And if you haven't had the chance to use or hold any of the Valaverse weapons yet, they are of very high quality. They put out a little pack of weapons quite a few months ago. It was kind of a peace offering because of all their delays. They said, hey, look, we know we can't get the figures to you, but we do have some weapons that we can sell you for a pretty cheap price for what you get. And so I was able to take a look at those and use some of those. Here's the helmet. Looks like a prototypical modern military helmet. You have these side pieces where you can connect to the side to give it some ear protection. There's your visor or your scopes. Small knife. Futuristic pistol, which is pretty nice sized actually. That thing's kind of big. And your magazines. All right, let's see what's up with the rest of his gear. All right, here is the armored vest. So one of the things that has been coming up as a problem or a issue is that the pegs for the vest and for all the different types of vests people are having a hard time getting these to either get in there or stay in there because of the stiffness and the size or whatever the case. Haven't had a chance to mess with that yet, so I can't speak on this one, but I bet you it's very similar to some of the stuff that I got from Marauders as far as web gear and such. Sometimes the pegs just don't stick in there good enough and they keep popping out, especially if you move the guy around or anything like that. So that might be something that is an issue for a lot of people, but it does look very nice, painted excellent. Got some looks like these are probably grenade ammo strapped to the chest. Knife sheath back here for that little knife. Looking at his thigh holsters, we have the pouches that we saw on the box. It looks like it has where you stick the little thing in there, and that's how it stays in there. So that's already in there. That's good because I didn't want to have to do that, but that's good. Same thing with this holster that is already connected to the thigh piece. Here's that belt. Just a regular belt. And then you get a backpack. It's very plain, but it is nicely detailed. All right, so let's take a look at some comparisons to some classified figures. Maybe I'll try to arm up the army builder guy and see if we can have a look at him with some of his stuff on. All right, so let's have a look at these guys all armored up, or with most, if not all of their accessories on. Here we have Karak, his helmet on, got the shotgun holder on the back, got the old school shotgun in hand, knife in the sheath, pistol in the holster, looking badass, and I really like him. Here is the generic army builder that could be Firefly or could be someone else, and I've outfitted him with several, not every single thing that came in the accessory pack, but several of the things that came in the accessory pack, and it looks good. Holds the gun very well, holds it properly. You got and I know Vala is very big on making sure that you get the right kind of hinge for your trigger hands, so you can hold it how you're supposed to. And we got that big gun in the holster here. Good news, these thigh pieces are very easy to slip on. I actually didn't even have to heat them up. I just slipped them on over the boot and slid them up. You still got to be a little bit careful, but it worked, and it wasn't hard to do. The material is soft enough that it'll give over the pants. And he's got his knife in the sheath back there. As far as pegging in the vest goes, I did not heat up the vest when I put it on, and I can already tell that it's gonna be a tight fit, so that's gonna take some doing, and it's gonna have to be heated up really well to get those even try to go in there. So didn't want to waste time with that for the review. And I really like this helmet. Like, I put the pieces on for the sides and put the night vision goggles or the scopes on, and it fits good. It's right over his eyes where it's supposed to be. It actually looks like it's doing what it's supposed to do. I really like this. All right, and then Sarge. So, he is, I'm not going to say that he's a bad figure. He's not. It's a good figure. But I really think that they missed an opportunity with this painted in here. I know a lot of people were looking to make this into a traditional Sergeant Slaughter, and it's going to be a little bit harder than we had hoped. It's not just going to be an arm swap. Now, what you could do, and I'm not always sure, because I haven't taken these guys apart, but we're assuming that there's a ball joint in here. If you can take this guy completely apart and then put Karak's torso on this body, then you got your camouflage pants and your black boots, you'd still be in a situation where you're trying to paint a beater. Even if you only did the bottom torso part and then you kept this at the top, then you're still having to paint the joints and such. So the butterfly joint. So it's just it's not something that's going to be able to be done with just a simple kit bash, unfortunately. It's kind of a bummer for people who were hoping to do that. And I also think that the glasses are not really done well, just being honest. They look good, but they don't stay on his face good enough. Like, if I jostle this guy a little bit around or go to articulate him at all, those glasses are going to come off. And I would say that the hat it fits on good, but it's a little bit hard plastic. If it was a little softer plastic, it probably would stay on a little bit better. But I see that popping off a lot too. So is it an epic fail? Of course not. No, it looks pretty good actually. But it's just not what we kind of hoped or thought we were getting. So it falls a little bit short of expectations. My bad, fellas. So, let's have a look at them with some classified figures. Okay, so I'm going to quickly try to run through as many of these size comparisons as I can without overdoing it. This is already a long video, but I had a lot to cover, so it is what it is. So here we have the 3 Action Force guys with the newest Snake Eyes that came with Timber, the old school Commando style, and then we have Duke from the first wave of G.I. Joe with a little bit of customization. And then we have Destro and a Cobra Infantry with the guys. Then we have Then we have Flint and Firefly, and we have Firefly next to who I was going to make into Firefly. It looks like these generic army builder guys of Valaverse Action Force are a little bit stocky. They're a little bit big. That guy looks like his body parts are bigger than Firefly's, so they're a good size. All right, here we have them with a classified Red Ninja and classified Gung Ho. This points out something that I'm noticing. I hadn't really thought about it till now, but Sergeant Slaughter is a very regular sized person compared to these other people, whereas Gung Ho looks like a bigger, taller guy. And I don't know about you, but my Sergeant Slaughter in my head and my mind's eye, he's bigger than nearly everyone else. He's a big dude. He's tall. He's wide. He's larger than life. He's almost super heroic looking, like a wrestler. So, all right, and then to round out some of these comparisons, we have the heavy artillery Roadblock with the Cobra Viper. And again, Roadblock, Gung Ho, them dudes are huge. Sarge looks a little bit slim compared to them. Okay, so one last comparison, and I believe that people who have been following me and been looking at my videos probably really wanted to see this comparison. How does he stack up with my custom Sergeant Slaughter that I got last year in a trade with an expert customizer on Instagram, Board Dad Customs? And, you know, he made this guy out of Marvel Legends parts. If you know about Marvel Legends compared to other toy lines, they're considered to be 1/12, 6-inch scale-ish, but they run big. And because they're making superheroes, they're supposed to be bigger than life, you know, larger than life. So it was a perfect choice to use. I want to say this was like the Hercules buck, maybe, for Sergeant Slaughter. He fits in good with the bigger classified characters. These dudes are the big, you know, muscled up, larger than life, just, you know, massive men. And he fits in good with the Roadblocks and the gung-hos of the world. This Sergeant Slaughter looks slim compared to him. It looks like that's his little brother or something. Again, it's not a bad figure. And honestly, if it didn't have the green painted joints and things under the coat, and you could put Karak's arms on him very easily, it would probably be, you know, a really good figure, and just as long as it fits with your scale or whatever. But it's a little small for Sarge, and, you know, like I said, missed opportunity with the joints there, painting them when they said that they would be able to put those arms on this guy to make the classic look. It is what it is, though. Still a good figure. All right, so some final thoughts on Valaverse. Wave 1, the 3 that I have. I will be getting more, like I said. I think it's an excellent start. It's a very, very good start. And especially if you're not trying to mix and match too much, like especially as far as Sergeant Slaughter goes, the other guys doesn't really matter because they're not, you know, supposed to be a certain character or a certain size. They're what they are because they're original people for the most part. But as long as you're not trying to completely mix and match, you're probably good mixing these guys in with your classified line. And probably for the most part, besides Sarge, any of them will probably fit in fine. As far as this line as a whole, I think what shines for this line is the adaptability and the customizable options that you have with all these accessory packs and all the different things that you can get to augment your existing action figures or the ones that you get from Action Force. This generic army builder guy is probably one of my favorite things that I got today. And he's just a generic dude, but being able to put the gear on him and having him look, very military-esque, and knowing that I can get other generic guys like this and get other accessory packs and outfit them differently and mix and match, change it up. This isn't the only color they have. Like, they have a whole bunch of different colors of these generic guys to outfit and make into army builders. Probably the favorite out of these three definitely has to be Karak. I mean, he just is really, really cool looking in his, non-traditional soldier gear, the crazy Viking, medieval helmet, the excellent face sculpt. I mean, he looks like a biker that said, all right, I'm about to join this ragtag military operation and go to work on some people. So he's cool. Like, this could easily become like a new Dreadnought or something like that, or somebody that is, hired by Destro to do something. Like, you could see these guys teaming up or being at odds but working together out of necessity or something like that. Like, this guy's a home run, to be honest. Definitely my favorite. All right, so like I said, I will be getting more of these guys hopefully soon. I'm assuming Big Bad Toy Store will start to get their stock within the next month or so, and we'll see what we got with the rest of these guys. So again, I apologize, this is kind of a long overview, but it was a lot to cover, and I wanted to be thorough, and I thought that they deserve a little bit of time in the limelight, especially after the long time that we've waited to see them. So if you want to get yourself some of these guys, you can still do it, and they're not really that expensive. You're looking at about $30 a figure from Big Bad Toy Store, and that's around what we paid at the Kickstarter, so it's not like you're getting overcharged. You can go pre-order them right now. They have nearly all of them are all just available for pre-order. So, all right, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Later.